Now, let me tell y'all something. I done seen a lot in this life. I've been broke, I've been rich, I've been praised, I've been criticized. But through it all, I thought I knew what peace felt like. You see, I spent years chasing dreams, chasing money, chasing that next big thing. And don't get me wrong, God been good to me, real good. But sometimes success can get so loud you forget what silence feels like. One morning, I was just sitting there, no cameras, no suits, just me and my thoughts. I started asking myself, man, what's this all really about? What mountain am I climbing now? Because when you reach the top of one, you realize it ain't always what you thought it'd be. That day I felt empty in a way I couldn't explain. Not sad, just searching. Then a good friend of mine walks in, looks at me and says, Steve, you ever been to Mecca? I kind of laughed and said, man, I've been to a lot of places, but not there. He smiled real calm and said, then maybe it's time you see what money can't buy. And man, that line hit me right in the soul. See, I done bought cars, houses, suits, but peace, you can't swipe a card for that. That night I couldn't shake his words. They stayed with me like God whispering, it's time. So I said, all right, let's go. Not for the cameras, not for no headlines, just because something inside me said I needed to. And I didn't know it then, but that one invitation was about to change everything. Man, let me tell you something about that flight to Saudi Arabia. I couldn't sleep not for a minute. I just sat there looking out the window thinking about life. All them years I spent running, grinding, chasing something I couldn't even name. I had met presidents, billionaires, preachers, hustlers, and through it all, everybody was chasing something. But for the first time, I started asking myself, what if peace ain't something you chase? What if peace is something you find when you finally stop running? When that plane touched down and I stepped out into that warm air, something in me shifted. I didn't feel like Steve Harvey, the entertainer, or the talk show host, or the man on TV. I just felt like another soul trying to get close to God. We drove toward Mecca and I kept watching the people. Different colors, languages, faces from all over the world, all walking in the same direction. No designer clothes, no fancy cars, no VIP sections, just people, equal. And when I saw the Kaaba for the first time, man, I froze. I ain't even gonna lie, my eyes watered up. I felt my chest get tight. It was like my whole life slowed down. Every success, every failure, every mistake, every prayer I ever made just came rushing back. I realized in that moment that all the stuff I thought mattered didn't matter at all. That city humbled me in a way nothing else ever could. It stripped me down to the core. And for the first time in a long time, I felt light. No cameras, no noise, no pressure to be somebody. Just me and my creator. And right then I knew this wasn't just a trip. This was the start of something sacred. Now, when I walked through the streets of Mecca and later through Medina, I felt something I can't even put in words. It wasn't noise. It wasn't excitement. It was peace, pure peace. The kind that don't just touch your mind, it touches your soul. Everywhere I looked, people were praying, crying, smiling. Nobody was bigger or smaller than anybody else. No fame, no ego, no show, just faith. I remember one morning standing near the mosque before sunrise. The air was cool, the sky still dark, and all you could hear was the soft whisper of prayer. And I thought to myself, man, this right here is what life is about. Not the money, not the lights, not the applause. It's this quiet moment between you and the one who made you. I started to cry without even meaning to. I ain't ashamed to say it. It wasn't sadness, it was release. Like years of pressure just melting away. I realized God don't always speak in thunder or miracles. Sometimes he speaks in silence, in stillness, in that space where your heart finally stops fighting and starts listening. Walking through Medina, I felt love in the air. People greeting each other like family, strangers smiling like they knew you your whole life. And I thought, man, this is what humanity was meant to be. Not divided by color or class, but united by faith. By the time I left those holy cities, I knew I wasn't the same man anymore. Something inside me had shifted forever. I came searching for understanding, but what I found was surrender. And once you surrender to peace, you can never go back to chaos. When I got back home, something in me was different. The noise didn't sound the same no more. The spotlight didn't shine the same way. I used to chase success like it was air, like I couldn't live without it. But after walking through Mecca and Madinah, I realized success ain't the same as peace. You can have one without the other. And between the two, peace wins every time. I started seeing life with new eyes. The cars, the clothes, the fame they use to define me. But now I see they just decorations on a house that don't mean nothing if the foundation ain't strong. And that foundation is faith. That connection between you and God, that's the real wealth. I tell people now, don't wait until you lose everything to find what matters. Don't wait for a storm to remember who gives you shelter. I went to Mecca thinking I was going on a trip, but what really happened was God took me on a journey inside myself. See, sometimes God don't change your situation. He changes you. He shows you that peace ain't found in applause or money or power. It's found when you finally stop trying to control everything and start trusting him with everything. And I'll tell you this, man, once you feel that kind of peace, once you stand in those holy places and feel that presence wash over you, you don't come back the same. You can't, because now you know what money can't buy. You know what success can't give. You know what love really feels like when it comes straight from the source.